got bad news, you want to kick them blues, cocaine. When your day is done, you want to run, cocaine. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie.
After arriving in Indonesia and spending a couple of days on the island of Bali, we hopped on the next plane to the isolated island of Sumbawa. Sumbawa is an island which lies approximately 200 kilometers to the east of Bali and sees far fewer tourists, and that was something we were definitely keen to get away from. We arrived in Sumbawa to blue sunny skies, warm weather and equally friendly locals. After a brief check through customs, which involved going into a dark room and having your name written down on a piece of paper, we collected our gear and found a taxi driver who was willing to take us and our boards and our newfound friend Tom on the 3-hour journey down to Lakey village, a village where we would be spending the next couple of weeks. A brief stop for 50 cent a litre petrol, a little bit of food, and we were on our way. A far cry from the consuming and relentless streets of Bali, Sumbawa had a simple, basic and very slow pace of life, with a very different way of doing things, something that was definitely an eye-opener for all of us.
Hello, mister.
Hello.
What is your name?
Simon.
My name is Nurul.
Nuru.
Where do you come from?
From New Zealand.
London.
No, New Zealand.
What is your hobby?
Surfing.
Surfing.
We're going surfing. Can you surf?
My hobby is swimming and running.
Swimming and running.
Swimming. You have sticker, mister?
Sticker?
Yes.
No?
You have sticker?
Sticker for apa?
When we arrived in Lakey village, we had a quick look around our accommodation, gathered up our boards and gears and headed out to the peak. Lakey Peak is a famous wave and has a good reputation for being a lot of fun and extremely powerful and heavy on its big days. We hopped out there and it certainly didn't disappoint, with a super fun afternoon session.
Dragon spinning fireballs underneath the perfect sky somewhere very far away. Fools playing in the paradise song. All we can do is try to find our way back one of these days. I had a dream of falling stars in ocean, waves were rolling me. Caught up it seems I'ma slowly get way too lonely here up in this sea. Like water, the waves drift away. Like water, the waves drift away. Strange people walk around, missing everything that we can see, and that will never change. And it's getting hard to wait. Not perfect, but I feel okay. Fools waste their time on wishing things away, dreaming of better days. Caught underneath the mountain of reefing hope.
With a major increase in swell size forecasted for the following morning, we resisted the temptation of cheap bintangs and had a good sleep and woke up the next morning to find Lakey Peak absolutely firing.
Like water, let worries drift away. like water, let worries drift away.
Although a new board I'd only just purchased in Australia only lasted a few hours, it was a small price to pay for the awesome waves that were on offer that morning. Over the next few weeks, we carried on searching, hiring scooters and going looking for cool waves. Although a lot of these waves are well known and well documented, we still felt like pioneers and had heaps of fun searching for fun. Crawling through jungle to find a beach like this with waves like it had is something pretty rewarding, and as fast as I could hop on my board and get out there, I was enjoying the waves with just a few lucky souls.
Like water, let worries drift away. Like water, let worries drift away. Drift away, 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 drift away. Yeah. Drift away, 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 drift away.
Just in case we were getting bored of surfing perfect waves right out in front of our motel, on one day we gathered up a group of guys and took a boat trip across the bay to another wave called Mushy Point, where there was also rumoured to be good fishing and good spearfishing.
Cause when it's good, it's so, so good. When it's gone, it's gone.
Our gnarly skipper Jerry had us hooning across the bay in our dugout canoe, and we were soon in the water, surfing and having a good look around, spearfishing. The first thing that strikes you when you hop in the water over here are the number of different colours and weird looking fish. Because of the heavy reliance of local communities on fish from the coral reefs for their protein intake, overfishing has hit the region quite hard, and a lot of predatory species have been fished out, making deciding what and what not to shoot more than an easy task.
Cause when it's good, it's so, so good. But when it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone.
The first fish I speared turned out to be absolutely tiny, and I decided to put the spear gun on the boat and pick up the camera and have a good look around at some of the beautiful coral gardens. efforts didn't amount for much for the table, we still had plenty of fun looking around the coral gardens and seeing some of the local wildlife. The next day, we decided to rent motorbikes and head into the local village of Dompu. As you can see, the roads are of questionable quality in some parts, and riding on motorbikes that sounds like a popcorn machine popping popcorn, it certainly creates for some interesting moments.
Riders of the storm, into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone, and actor out alone. Riders on the storm, there's a killer on the road, his brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday.
We're going on a mission to find a coconut with Cons,
Yes, I am.
who is the expert coconut. He's also known as Calapa Cons, or Cons de Calapa, because he can catch serious coconuts. And you see here, there are palm trees and dogs all over the show with cokies up them, like that one there. And these ones here are pretty high, but Cons the Calapa is the coconut king. So what are you going to do for us, Cons?
Pardon?
What are you doing?
I will climb the coconut trees.
Yeah? And how many Calapa?
Just one trees, but I don't know how many I take it on the depend on the letter.
Do you want one?
Yeah?
He's got a machete.
No, without machete, because the machete is make like this.
Yeah,
it
for when you
collects
climb.
water, yeah.
So he just climbs the tree, gets the coconuts. Let's have a look at this, how it's done. The expert. Here he goes, that little monkey man. Look at all the coconuts up there too. It's not a small tree. Cons the Calapa, man. Spectators everywhere. Here comes one. Two.
Catch one, John.
Three. They are falling like stones.
Oh! Lagi.
See it, Cons? Oh! It's nearly getting the bike. Cons is just going wild.